Hey everyone, hope you guys are enjoying Movable Ink's Think Summit as much as I am. The past day and a half here has been truly amazing. I've learned so much about what Movable Ink has to offer through my conversation with other Movable Ink users. During these sessions, what I've learned is that I've barely scratched the surface of what I'm using Movable Ink with. So today here, I'm here to talk to you guys about my experience with Movable Ink's beta program on building Omni-Channel Campaigns through their services. So just a little bit about myself. At TheStreet, I'm their external acquisition marketing manager, and so I'm probably the only person here who doesn't touch email on a regular basis. And so I'm working specifically on external channels, which includes SEM, display advertising, paid social, content marketing, those sorts of items. So when I first joined at TheStreet, I really wanted to know, how do I use Movable Ink to help us? And so before I get a little too far into how I got started with their Omni-Channel program, I want to give you guys a quick background as to who TheStreet is, what we do, and so on. So TheStreet, founded by Jim Cramer in 1996, provides timely and unbiased news, powerful data and analysis for the investor community to help them grow short-term and long-term wealth. Our freemium namesake site houses subscription products such as Action Alerts Plus and Real Money to help varying segments of the retail investing community. So I'm relatively new at TheStreet. I've only been here for about 7 months or so, since February. And so as I mentioned, my background, I've touched email before in the past and done omni-channel, but I didn't know enough about TheStreet at first to know what is our team doing, our marketing team, and what kind of campaigns are we running? What did we do last year? What worked, what didn't work? Just to get the ins and outs so I can get myself started a little bit faster. As I got started at TheStreet, our team there is focused on our subscription products. So my KPIs are pretty simple. I need to generate leads, and I need to get them to convert to subscribers. So I needed to figure out quickly, as I mentioned, what kind of campaigns are we running, and then what can I do from an external point of view to help them grow their business. And so during my initial conversations with our team members, I quickly learned that I needed a tool that would help me build omni-channel campaigns. And so why was this so important to us? I felt there was, at times, there were gaps between the different marketing channels we had. And so, for example, email would be sending out one sort of message, then so would external, and then as well would website. And so with all that said, I really felt the need for this. And so my first couple of months, I had the opportunity to come to Movable Ink's office and meet with Alexandra Penberg, our rep, and talk to her about, hey, how can I use your services to help external? I know we use them for email to test different creatives, and it really does make a difference. We use some of their features like countdown clocks, GIFs, RSS feeds, and so on. And I didn't understand why I couldn't use their services. And so during that conversation, I found out about their beta program and got a chance to meet with JP, their product manager, and I was able to be part of their beta program from the beginning. I kept pushing it. And so getting started with the beta program, I built out these 3 goals in mind. First off, I wanted to unlock external marketing's potential. TheStreet recently invested a lot of resources and money into this group. First off, they hired myself, and then we hired a marketing agency to help us fulfill these goals. Secondly, I wanted to build an omni-channel experience. As I mentioned, I felt there was sometimes gaps in communications across these different channels, and so I wanted to create a more wholesome experience for our leads, getting them to convert either whether it's via external, email, website, or whatever the channel is. And then finally, I needed to generate revenue. As a freemium website, my responsibility is to help generate revenue as much as possible, and so I really felt the beta program could help us achieve these goals. All right, challenges. So just being new at TheStreet, there were a few challenges. Also, there were challenges of becoming a beta program user. For example, last year there was a little bit of turnover in my role, and so just getting some of the resources from an aspect of what campaigns worked, what didn't work was a little bit challenging. But then also being a beta program user, I was missing a few resources. While JP, Alexandra, and Movable Ink were great, I didn't have any case studies or best practices to work off of. I am the case study, so I didn't know what to try. I knew our team used certain features, but do I test all the different features Movable Ink has to offer? Do I test a select few or just one? That was a little bit confusing at first. And then secondly, last year we had a few unoptimized marketing campaigns, and that really doesn't help from an external perspective. For example, an email, I can use a countdown clock feature. I just need somebody to just click on the email, they'll open it, they'll see the countdown clock running. But from external, I need them to click on, let's say, an AdWord, and then get to a landing page where they'll see this countdown clock running, or whatever the feature is. And so I needed to help improve our marketing campaign so we'd get higher engagement. So I talked to you guys about my challenges, some of the goals here, what I do at TheStreet. I've got a couple of examples of how I utilize the beta program. So this past Labor Day, we ran a special offer series via external marketing and email marketing. So as you can see behind me, we had these campaigns running through 3 different ways. First off, the image on the right is a screenshot of our email. So you can see our countdown clock running up there. Behind me is the image of our landing page with the same countdown clock running. And then we had our countdown clock running on the left through display advertising. Traditionally, at TheStreet, as I mentioned, we use countdown clocks and emails. They work really, really well. We've seen huge spikes in engagement rates and orders. They work so well. Our email acquisition marketing managers come up with his own saying, ABC, always be clocking. So I wanted his saying to apply to my channel as well. I'm not at the point still where I can say ABC still, but hopefully we'll get there soon. And as an FYI, we tested these countdown clocks through 2 of our major products. First, our flagship product, Action Alerts Plus, and then Real Money. And so the same thing applies here. Similar countdown clock in email, landing page, and display ad. We actually had our display ads running through Google Ads. The way we did this is we took the Movable Ink code and uploaded it to DoubleClick Bid Manager, otherwise known as DBM. And then through DBM, we were able to bid on Google's network and other display networks to get this running. And how this kind of worked was, if you received our email or visited our landing page or came to our website, and you didn't complete a purchase, then you saw this ad running on a separate website. So I've given you guys some examples about how I use the program. You've got to be wondering about my results. So I was in the program for, I'd say, two-ish months or so. And so during those 2 months, I've got some data to share behind and also some recommendations. First off, when we ran the campaign, we saw an increase in engagement rates and increase in lead totals. While it was an improvement from last year, I know there's improvements I can make with the campaigns, make them more optimized, and so on. But what I'd like to point out are 2 areas, which is our decreased acquisition costs and our decreased cost per clicks. For example, our CPA during the Labor Day campaign dropped by 40% when we ran the countdown clocks to compare when we didn't have them running, and then our cost per clicks dropped by $1. This data just shows how well the beta program helped us. And I think why we saw the CPAs drop so drastically was the fact that we were able to become more targeted. Instead of prospecting to unknown leads, to unknown users, we were prospecting to known visitors. So people that got the email, visited the landing page, visited our website, all saw the countdown clock and ideally converted. And as for my recommendations for anyone looking to join Movable Ink's Omni-Channel program, just set yourself up with a set number of features to test initially. That's a challenge I had. I didn't know how many to test initially, and so it can become overwhelming. Just sitting here the past day and a half, I've learned about so many different features I had no clue about. Went back to the product studio yesterday, learned even more. And so set yourself up with a set number at first, and then move from there. For myself, I tested countdown clocks first. I want to test 2 new things next. I want to test GIF features, so we run some GIFs in emails that I would like to do on landing pages. And then we do some RSS feeds on our welcome series emails that I would love to test on landing pages as well. And so those are just my recommendations. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for your time today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the summit.